Welcome to the October Live, and this is a place where you can ask any question you want, no shame. And once a month, we choose somebody who's been really active in the club for one-on-one with me. So it's a really deep consult, and I ask you a lot of questions before we even meet. So I have pretty comprehensive consultation form, and then we go over whatever is bothering you the most. And it's funny, the stuff that comes up, you just never know what's going to happen on these calls. And I look at what you want, and sometimes that matches up with what's possible and sometimes not, but we usually make a pretty good plan for the future, and they're actually a lot of fun. I really enjoy getting to know everybody in their skin and their habits, and it's fun. It's detective work. You know, when you've been working on faces for 20 years, you tend to uncover some really interesting things. So not bad, just interesting. So yeah, this call is about you all. And if you have questions, get ready. I'm ready. Is anybody brave enough?
Christine, it's Kay. Could you talk more about your new product, that gel that is retinol?
The HydroLift. Oh, the retinol?
Yes, the HydroLift.
Yes. Oh, okay. So HydroLift is a conductive gel. It's also a very hydrating mask, and I find that I've been using it a ton on my clients. I really love it. It has a bluish cast to it. See how it's slightly blue, and that's from the azulene in it. And azulene is a plant that's actually blue, and it's known for its soothing properties. So I've been using this a lot, and my clients are loving it. I'm loving it, and it's just uber hydrating. But it also has cold pressed botanicals in it, so it's pretty conductive.
So good for microcurrent along with the new and improved machine.
Yeah, okay. The Time Master Pro. I wanted something really thick, you know, that like hangs upside down. Well, I put a lot on there, but it does a pretty good job of staying in place. Look at that. Yeah, I just shellac people with it because it's been a lot of fun. But I'll layer something, you know, I'll layer a serum underneath it, and then just go to town with the Time Master Pro or microcurrent or whatever, you know, whatever I'm using. But yeah, it's got some nice staying power. I wanted something that you wouldn't have to keep re-wetting, and that was gentle, uber hydrating, and you felt good about penetrating it into your face. You know? Yeah,
that sounds good. I'm going to have to get me a bottle of that because I have started back with all of my routines again. And I see you're already sold out of the Time Master Pro, so I'm going to have to put in my name for November.
I know, it's crazy. The size of it is this big. Sorry, I know we were talking about the Time Master Pro, but
that would last a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, it's an airtight pump, so you know exactly where you are. It comes up.
Good. Yeah.
You know, so it's a nice hearty size. Now I've got this all over my hand.
Hey, Christine, can you hear me?
I can.
Can you hear me? This is Pollyanna.
Oh, hi, Pollyanna.
And,
how are you?
Hi, I'm pretty new to your club.
Welcome.
And you answered my question. Thank you. I just actually ordered my Time Master Pro today, so it'll probably come in October. I'm excited. And I have the mini, and I was the one with the mini and the 8, what do you call it? The
LED?
mask. Yeah. So
yeah.
I have a couple of questions. One, with the LED mask, you know, it has all the different colors, plus it can do changing through the colors. And I'm wondering what you recommend. Do you recommend just the red, or to go through all the colors, or what do you think?
So you're talking about the Tri-Light, correct?
It's
the
Tri-Light.
little industrial looking guy. Yeah,
no,
you know, when I use that, I'm sorry?
I got the whole mask. I got a different product. I don't think it's one that you sell. It's a whole a mask, the whole face.
Well, okay, so yeah, different colors do different things. I would say generally the red is the deepest penetrating of all the colors. So if you have, say, if it does red, blue, and green, or what colors does it have?
It has red, blue, green. It has some, I think, sort of violet. It has white. And it has the capacity to just flash, you know, kind of scroll through each color. It just keeps changing.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
If I had the opportunity, if I had that, that's what I would do, is the alternating
colors.
Because that's sort of challenging to the skin, but in a gentle way.
Okay. And how long for a session?
Well, it depends on the manufacturer and how strong the light is, but what does the manufacturer suggest?
Oh gosh. I'm not looking at it right now. I'm actually in my car. So yeah, I
Well,
can
look
use
and see what the manufacturer suggests, because they're generally trying to get so many joules into the skin per square centimeter.
Okay.
And, a good session is usually, I think it's 5,000, but that's a professional. You probably wouldn't get that much from a regular one.
Okay.
But like my Illuminate,
Yeah.
it's got 1,800 LEDs. So in 5 minutes, I can get a treatment.
Oh,
But
wow. Okay.
yeah, I mean, every single one of those is an LED. So, I mean, that's heavy duty. So in 5 minutes, I can get 5,200 joules delivered into the skin. So if you think about how many LEDs you've got, just read the instructions, because they probably know. I'm not crazy about doing it every single day, because I feel like it can dry the skin out. But if it's a weaker light, then that's not really that much of a problem. And if you're masking, you should be okay.
Okay, and then let's see, another one. Another question I had was, so, you have the Anma, and you're talking about the fascia massage. I had a while back gotten what's called a fascia blaster. I think it's Mariah Black, it's the name or something. She created that, the fascia blaster, where you use the oil, and I'm just wondering, do you recommend that, or is it a completely different effect, or do you know anything about it?
I've not personally used the face blaster. I think that's what she called it, right? I have in the past had people on the group that have had both, and they say they use the Anma more because it's more ergonomic and it doesn't get caught in their hair. But I imagine they're both okay. But I don't know. I don't really like the design of that, because it looks like a stick, and then it has like 3 spigots on it. I don't like that. It looks like a torture device. It scares me. And I don't think the face needs to be blasted, but I'm sure it has a technique, and I'm sure if you master that technique, that will be okay. I mean, I've heard people say they get great results with it, but this design of it, I'm not crazy about. It just kind of scary looking to me. So does anybody have, Pollyanna, did you have any other questions about that?
Hi, Christine.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Who's this?
Hi. This is Rachel. I don't know if you can see me.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I can see
on my video.
Thanks for that.
Hey, listen, it's nice to meet you, and nice to be in on this conference. I do have a question about Neogenesis eye serum. Can you talk a little bit about that? I started using it. I was using a couple of other products. I was really unclear as to how it really helps the under eye area. I did love the recovery. It is amazing. And so I had asked you a question earlier this week, I think it was. And so you had mentioned the eye serum and how you love it. And I've seen your videos. And so I started using it, but I just don't really know what I'm looking for as far as the under eye area.
Well, for me, I saw a thickening of the skin, and it happened pretty quick. I guess I wasn't using I thought I was using strong products, but I think everybody's different. But yeah, I definitely did see a thickening of my under eye skin. That's got 10% of the stem cell releasing molecules in it, so 10% of the active ingredients in it, and it's a lot more hydrating than recovery. Recovery is sort of it's more of a treatment,
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I have people that will layer recovery under that because they still need the hydration, and I know on my own eyes, if I just use recovery under my eyes, I get kind of lazy. I start looking dry because it's just not enough moisture for my eye area. So, I mean, some people have it's like with anything, they have amazing results and they can't live without it. And some people are like, it just depends on, how bad the area is. And
is it good for wrinkles, for the fine wrinkles?
It is in the way that it thickens up the skin, but it won't get rid of wrinkles completely. That eye area, it's so attached to the muscle, and that's why it's like I feel like a lot of times I have to really temper expectations with my clients because they want it all gone, and I'm like, that's not going to happen unless you Botox the crap out of it, and then still, they can't come in here. You still have, in natural looking Botox, you still have wrinkles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not going away completely. And I think that would look freaky anyway.
Mm-hmm. Now
But
the Time Master
can I
Pro.
see what you're talking about? Can you show
Oh,
me?
I don't know if you can see. I can't.
Wasn't it you that posted the picture? Or no, that wasn't you.
Yes.
That was you.
Lovely pictures.
Yeah, you know, you have just baby eye wrinkles. I thought it was so pretty, the under eye. I mean, I think.
It's just for preventative, though. You know, I'm just trying to stay ahead of the game here.
Yeah, well, I think for certain people, and I've always wondered about this. Well, I know on my own skin, I can use all these different products, but if I'm like low in vitamin C, I always go back to my vitamin C. And
Mm-hmm.
shame on me, I don't sell a really good vitamin C, but I do love Images Vital C line. And I seem to always go back to that, because if my skin should be looking rocking and it's sort of struggling, it's because I'm not getting enough vitamin C. And anytime I add it back into my program, I see it. I just see it. My skin just snaps back. And, you know, we can't make vitamin C like other animals. We have to like take it in, and if we're not eating salads every meal, then it's, you know, so I think what I'm trying to say is just that it depends on your diet and your nutritional deficiencies, because I've seen my skin just bounce back different times. Like I remember one time I was using the vitamin B5 hydrator from SkinCeuticals, and I was in my 30s and I was like, wow, my skin looks flawless. And, you know, I can see these incremental changes. And I'm like, what am I using that's different? And I realized I had been just slathering myself with that. And, you know, you think about how quickly when we're under stress, we burn through vitamins, B vitamins for sure, and C's. So I really think it has a lot to do with nutritional deficiencies too. So it just makes everything work better when we're getting what we need. And I think that plays a huge role in like what results we get from different products, you know. But I can say that I think that area will respond to a little bit of massage, a little bit of drainage techniques and machines, but it's never going to be completely flat or like it was when we were in our 20s. It just, you know, there's too much activity going on there for that to be flat and perfect in our 20s. But hey, think about how much smarter we are.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was just stupid in my 20s. So yeah, there's wisdom. There's that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So I don't have a better, I mean, you could do like fat injections, or you could do fillers.
Well, what about the Time Master Pro? Won't that help that area? Just kind of like make it plump it up?
It thickens up the skin. Absolutely. And then it helps flush out, you know, if there's extracellular fluids and lymph, it's really good to get rid of that. So, although I didn't see a ton of puffiness on you.
No, I don't. Yeah, but whatever I do see, it's like new for me because I didn't used to have it. So it's sometimes you don't recognize these changes that are happening to your face, and you feel like you don't have any control over it. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. But yeah, I mean, I think preventative. I know that the Neogenesis Eye Serum, it's just been this smash hit, but there are the few that say, meh, you know, so it's like, you just never know. I would say absolutely continue to use Recovery and then some very hydrating eye product on top of that, because Recovery alone under the eye is not enough. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. So what else we got? Anybody else have any questions? Burning questions about their skin or what they could be doing or not doing?
It's Anita. Quick question. I know I had sent a message on the app or whatever asking about your skincare regimen, and you said you would do a video on that.
Yes, it's on my list. It's
Okay.
on my list. Oh, somebody's raising their hand. It's on my list, but I can tell you, I could show you right now.
Okay.
This I use every single day because it has a 5, and the skin's pH is between 4.5 and 5.5, with men being slightly more acidic. It's on the acid side because our skin is acidic.
What is
And
that? I couldn't see.
yeah, they just say oxygenating cleanser.
Okay.
It does a good job of taking off makeup. Not all of my eye makeup, but I do a double cleanse with this. I take about a dime size amount, and my face wet, my hands wet, and I lather the crap out of it for about 20 seconds, and then I wash it. I bubble it up and wash it all off. But it's gentle because it has a pH of 5, and that's right about where you want to be. Because I think a lot of people don't know that if you go in with a really alkaline cleanser, all these products that we're spending a boatload of money on have to work that much harder just to get our skin back into balance. Because when the cleanser is too alkaline, it strips away our natural protective barrier, and then the water that's in the dermis goes right out. And I still see this all the time. I mean, 20 years ago when I first started doing facials, I was explaining this to people. And back then, you know, it was Neutrogena and cold cream. You know, people were using really, really alkaline stuff. And manufacturers are better, but then you think about, look at Dove. Dove, they say it's pH balanced. It's pH balanced to the middle of the pH scale, which is still hundreds of times too alkaline for the skin on a regular basis. So what does that mean? It's going to dry the crap out of your skin. So I've always wanted to do a video on this, but it's kind of like one of these boring videos that people need to know that your cleanser is so freaking important, because otherwise your products are going to have to do all this work just to get your pH back down to where it needs to be. And it's acidic because acid repels microbes outside of the skin. So it's part of our immune function of our skin, that acidity, that acid mantle. And I know it's boring, but it's just so important to have that first step be really balanced. And professional skincare lines have known this since I became an esthetician. I mean, that most of their cleansers, like all the cleansers I sell in my studio, they're between 5 and 6. You know, and 6 is like the most aggressive one I have, and it has a blend of triple acids. It's the Scrub Away the Day cleanser, so it's a little more aggressive, but still has a low pH. So that being said, then I go in. I usually use Recovery or the Booster in the morning, and then I'll put on the Cavi and then makeup. If I'm going outside, I'll put a bunch of SPF here. I know. What else? And then at night, I do a double cleanse. My second cleanse sometimes is the Scrub Away the Day if I'm feeling kind of grimy, or if I have makeup on all day, or I've done a lot of facials and just an oil slick. But I always do a double cleanse, because the first time takes off the dirt, the grime, the makeup, and the second time actually gets into your pores. And then I'll go in with Recovery. And lately I've been doing alternating the Images Vital C, this guy. I have not been able to find a vitamin C I love better than this. It's Image. I mean, as a company, they're kind of meh, but they make a darn good triple vitamin C formula. So this is if you have, if you're less dry, and this is for drier. And they actually have a formula that's even thicker than this one. So I will alternate that, and that's pretty thick, so I don't think the Cavi is going to go on top of that. I would do actually Recovery, and then I'll do the Scopola Mist, and then I'll do the vitamin C, and then every other night I'll do Recovery, vitamin C, Recovery, the mist, or the Cavi, and then the mist, because you do the mist on top of the Cavi. So that's what I've been doing lately. And then one night a week, I'll put on my retinol. Very exciting, right?
That's a lot.
But I think it's important to always kind of go with our skin. I mean, I have these 2 cleansers, but I have probably 4 more that I will rotate in as needed. I go by what my skin feels like. And then a lot of times I'm testing a new product. I'm getting ready to test a brand new formulation that's from the Scopola line. It's a day cream. So I'm going to be trying that for you guys first, because there's snail mucus in it. And Kathy was really grossed out by that. And I said, no, the Koreans are so into their snail mucus. They're so into it. It's full of amino acids and vitamins and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, it still sounds gross, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to take the hit for you guys. I'm going to try it first. No, I mean, I'm sure it's amazing. I'm sure, but they're just getting it in, and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to wait. I got to try it first. Cause I don't like to I got to try it first, but it will have the polylactic acid in it. So it's going to be another dose of the stimulating stem cell that's in that polylactic acid. So what else did somebody ask me? Renee, do you have a question? Renee, you have your hand up. Pinnick. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go with Pinnick because she's had her hand up for a long time.
Can you hear me at all?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. It's amazing what happens when you put the microphone in front of your mouth. Okay.
I did that too.
So I am getting ready to do a plasma fibroblast treatment on myself. This will be my first time doing it on myself. So
have you had it done before?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
But I've watched you. I've
yeah.
taken some training.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you are brave.
Well,
if you're taking training, then yeah, good.
There's less conspicuous places, and I can start, such as stretch marks on the breasts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
we are our best guinea pig.
So I'm getting ready to do the plasma fibroblast on myself. I'm going to start in a inconspicuous place. I've taken the training, and I've watched you both receive it and then doing some on yourself. And there's also a mad woman who on video on YouTube who's doing all sorts of things to herself that
She's doing
don't
fillers and stuff.
Yeah, and I just think I saw a video of her doing some injecting of home hack PRP. Yes, I know, and yet we're all watching her.
I know.
Become more and more
inflamed. Estheticians hate her. She blocks all of us, but yeah, she seems pretty fearless. Her channel's weird. So she like puts these travel videos, and then she's got one where she's macerating her face, and then there's another travel video, and then her face is all bloody again. So
what she's doing is she's got either an LLC or some kind of a business entity, and she is writing off all of her gadgets, her products, and her travel as business expenses. That's what she's doing, because that would be a smart business move if you're also looking to get all these things for yourself and or roll it on into a free vacation.
Yeah, that's genius.
So it is, except that I don't think she's going to look good by 55.
I think, yeah, she's treading she's on thin ice there. When the filler stuff, because that's huge right now, like buying filler and doing it yourself, that like they use have you seen those? They're like diabetic injector pins, what you're supposed to do insulin. Yeah. They're taking filler, thinning it out, and doing all these courses so people can inject this filler into their face. And it's like, it takes seconds to go in and a lifetime to get it out. And scary stuff. I mean, there's a reason why there's been this massive like explosion of people trying to get bad fillers out in the UK, because they allow, like the FDA, they only allow a handful of fillers for us. It seems like new ones are coming out all the time, but the truth is they like compared to what they allow in the UK, it's crazy. And so people have all these reactions, and I'm going to stick with, if I decide to do that again, it will be a hyaluronic acid based one.
Okay.
Removable.
Well,
but
the reason
going back to the fibroblast, you can definitely, I mean, when I was starting out, I did, I burnt stuff off my arms and did my hand, and you can start, I mean, I did a scar on my leg. So that's the only way you learn. Coming from a microcurrent background, it scared the bejesus out of me. So it really did. I didn't feel comfortable doing it until after about the 4th training I had. But, we're our own best guinea pigs.
Well, yeah, and I loved the fact that as part of the protocol and the healing, you immediately put in the red light. That just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I did a little video on, it was just generic. It was on wound healing nutritional support. And so much of what we do, even though it is not invasive or it's right on that line, depending on what our state allows us as estheticians to do, this protocol for the wound healing at the different stages, not only can it be good for us, but when we have a client who is going to take the deeper plunge with a plastic surgeon or their dermatologist or whomever, maybe they're just getting hernia restructuring, I don't know. But this type of a nutritional support, we cannot recommend it, but we can tell them about it, and it's actually fairly advanced. And I think it would also benefit this type of the results when we're doing things like this on ourselves, things like this on our clients. I'm sure you can see the application is fairly broad. So
Yeah, I mean, how people heal, it's all depends on how healthy they are, and there's no mystery
correct.
that a 25-year-old heals twice as fast as a 50-year-old. I
Yeah.
mean, it's all diet and how our engine's running,
Oh, yeah,
garbage in,
really.
garbage out. So yeah, I mean,
Correct.
skin over 50, you just don't want to mess around with it. And that's why I love LED and I love microcurrent so much, because they add energy to the skin so that it can heal itself. And no matter what crazy things people are doing to their faces, they're able to get this healing, and I bought my first LED in 2001, and that has been my insurance policy. And I've never done like deep peels, that kind of stuff. And that's why I think fiberglass freaked me out so much. But I know that I can always put them under the LED right away. And, anytime I've ever had people react to a peel, which has been, maybe a handful of times over the years, because I don't do deep peels because they scare me.
Yeah.
I've always cured it with LED.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. What I'd like to do is when I take the plunge, I'm going to take some photos. I'm going to share it with all y'all. And just to kind of let you see what I'm doing, and also if there's anything that I could be doing better. And perhaps with your permission, I might even submit a plan protocol of what I'm planning to do, where I'm planning to do it, just to make sure that I'm doing this properly. Would you
Yeah.
be open to that?
And I also have a Q&A just for estheticians. Did you know that?
Is this not just for estheticians tonight?
No, not tonight.
Oh no.
This is open. This is the open group.
Oh,
But
I am so
yeah,
sorry.
but no, it's okay. Just so you know that there's that, because hearing this might scare people.
Yeah,
And I don't want people to try it. So the gal we're talking about, she goes by the name of Natural Chaos. And she does all sorts of crazy stuff to her face, and she'll microneedle or she derma rolled, but at 5 times deeper than you ever would need to derma roll your face.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, she does PRP, which I think is just meh. You use New Genesis products for a while, and you're like, who needs PRP? It's such a pain in the butt, so expensive.
Yeah.
And you get close to the same results with Neo Genesis products. So why? And so she did she draw her own blood? So she starts the video with a vial of blood saying she's going to do PRP. And we're like, what? I don't know. She's crazy.
I'd like to see her centrifuge that and withdraw the Buffy coat, because that's what she'll have to do. I've had PRP done.
I don't know. Did she do that?
I've got a science background. I've got a degree. I've studied this sort of thing. I've had it done to me, and what she's doing is not that.
I know. Crazy.
Oh my gosh. So I realize now that you've explained the forum that I'm asking inappropriate questions for this forum, and I am so sorry.
It's okay. All right, but I do want to see you on the Q&A for estheticians. So I think you would be great to have on there. We can learn a lot from you.
Well, I think it would be mutual, but
thanks, Jenna.
Sure.
All right. So does anybody else have questions? Did something occur to you? Okay, Renee, let me have it.
Hi.
All right.
Well, I've been using the Time Master Pro, or no, I'm sorry, wrong. I've been using microcurrent. And I'm not really seeing any improvement. I mean, I know I'm older, I'm 70.
You look littler through here.
I do?
Yeah, from the last video I saw you in, you look smaller.
Oh, okay.
Something's happening.
I do work there with my microcurrent.
You look tighter and smaller through here. So didn't you have a radio frequency treatment though, or something?
No, I had professional therapy.
Yes.
That what do they call ultrasound?
Yeah. Okay. I see it.
Oh, okay.
I see it on you because you're in the same angle you were last time, and you look smaller through here. This looks more toned and smaller to me.
Okay, now because
I wish I could pull that old video up, but
I use the microcurrent about 20 minutes on each side, about 4 times a week. I mean, I like to do it. It feels good on your, like that massage thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like this line right here is not getting any better. I feel like it's getting worse. Now, I just watched your video for this area down, so I'll go back and review that. I also haven't gotten a Time Master Pro yet, which I do want to get.
I think you'll like that.
So,
but yeah, this looks like something's happening here. It is a whopper of an area to get to tighten. It's hard. You know, I mean, you think about how many treatments I've done to the area, and I still have some waddle. But that's my anatomy. I've never had a sharp chin. So I see stuff happening. It's just, you know, it's taking its sweet time. And so we get, who said this? Aesthetic amnesia, where we don't remember what we used to look like. But I see you know what?
I've actually finally gotten brave enough to take my own selfies. So, you know, I am going to track better on my own. What else?
No, but this looks different to me. It looks small.
Okay, good. Anything for this that you would specifically suggest? Like this side's not so bad, but this side is real deep line.
So, you know, there's a couple ways to work that. If you want to just do microcurrent, you got to do this triangle. So you got to work these guys, the levators, their muscles underneath there. Do you see that right there?
Right.
You got to shorten those. So you got to go like this, and you got to go like that. So this way and this way.
And why you mean like take it across here?
If you watch the video I did, like when I returned and did my mother-in-law again, I think it was in May.
Okay.
I take 2 minis, and because she's got pretty heavy cheeks. You've got the line, but not the weight that she has in her cheeks. And so I actually took 2, and I was doing this. And so you're trying to get a big purchase of skin, kind of like that.
Okay.
Because those muscles are up underneath there. So I'm doing this, and then basically from the corner of the nose to the corner of the mouth back to the ear.
Yeah, now that I do, because it's on those directions, you know.
Yeah.
I can add this part.
Try that for a few months. So if that really bothers you, you can go and get fiberglass and just obliterate that. It just takes it away. Like if you went and got fiberglass, you could just do this area and it just sort of erases it. It's great. It's so good in that. Yeah.
Okay.
Isabel did a treatment like that on me. I think it was the second time. And my daughter looked at me. She's like, "Mommy, you look different." And I was like, "Different bad or different good?" She's like, "Good, but different." Like she just erased this. And I was kind of shocked at how much better it looked. It was weird. Come a little closer to the camera again. Yeah, no, they're not bad. I think you could get a nice result that way. And maybe have them go in front of the ear a little bit too.
Fibroblast.
It's that crazy dot burn thing. Where are you located again?
Pittsburgh, PA.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's somebody doing it there. This area is usually a combination of, well, anytime we have excess skin due to fat pad loss and just general aging, we need to shrink it back up and lift up the muscles. And so it's usually a combination of something that shrinks, which you did 2 months ago. So I'm sure those are better. And then a combination of stuff that lifts and maintains, right? But I wouldn't do fibroblasts for another month because it's been, how long has it been since you had the old therapy?
Only the end of August. They told me I wouldn't see results until 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, I would wait on that a little bit.
Okay.
Because you're probably going to you'll continue. And every time you use the mini, you're accelerating your results, So your skin is remodeling underneath. It's doing all sorts of work underneath. And that the energy that microcurrent adds just helps. So
Okay. I just had that really intense oral surgery. So I had to take a couple weeks off.
yeah.
But it's healing up really, really good. So I'll be able to get back soon.
Yeah, the oral stuff is intense.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Renee. Looking good. I see it.
Oh, well, thank you. That's good. It is hard to see the changes yourself.
Yeah, it's aesthetic amnesia or facial treatment amnesia. Yeah, that's why I always take before pictures.
Yes, I'm doing that now.
Thanks. So does anybody else have any other questions? It seems like, wow, we've been going for 50 minutes here.
Hey, it's Anita again. One more question for you. You and I have talked in the past about my jawline, and you suggested fibroblast. Well,
right.
Nobody where I live does it. And so they recommended fillers. What are your thoughts on that?
Depends on, did they want to put it like up here? Because a lot of times if you have wrinkling here, they actually put it, if they're good, they have a strategy of putting it like in front of the ear a little bit. So this fills out and pulls everything back, and doing some work through here. But I can tell you, because this area gets so much exercise, we're sort of constantly, some of us use it more than others, but filler in this area, if not done well, looks really bad. And I know I've noticed sort of a wave of doctors who won't do that anymore because it's hard to make it look normal. I don't know if you've seen Brooke Shields. She has a video on YouTube where she's talking, and she's had all sorts of filler through here. And she looks so weird when she talks, and she's so beautiful, but I can't stop looking at her mouth because she looks so weird. It's just, something's off, and your eyes are drawn to it like instantly. And so this is a tricky area. What are they suggesting? Like where exactly?
Just on the jawline is what is best I understood. Not around the mouth.
You know what? Why don't you wait? Because I know you've been waiting, but this Aura Lift, the Aura Lift that Jane is now distributing, I'm still in the testing phase. I'm liking it, but I was overusing it. So it's Aura Lift. And you actually get 2 of these guys, and they're like these little yoga blocks that stretch out the jaw area. And it's really fascinating how it all works. But what happens over years of clenching, and I don't know if you're a grinder or not, but I wear a retainer at night to sleep. And so you think about years of accumulated grinding in this joint and how this starts to get short. Our faces get shorter, which is not fair because we age this way and everything falls to the middle and down. But we also are shorter, like our mouth, our bite gets shorter. And so Jane, she discovered this because she had some dental work done, I don't know, 10 years ago, and it shortened her bite. And her cheeks got huge. And people were asking her if she'd had cheek implants. And if you've seen Jane's cheeks, she's like, no, why would I do that? She's got huge cheeks. She got nice cheeks anyway. So she would never, she's like, so she's crying, and, she's trying to figure this all out. But it led to the facial contouring massage and all this stuff. But then she finally found this dentist. This has been out for like 20 years. It's a dentist from London. And his mistake is he was trying to push it through other dentists who just don't care. They don't care about the aging, So how this works is it stretches this, and it starts to open up freeway space here that we haven't seen in a long time, a lot of us. And it triggers all these growth factors. There's so much science behind this, it's mind-boggling. But it triggers all these growth factors. And it's been killing me, but I'm not using my Time Master Pro right now because I want to see how well it starts rejuvenating my face. Because Jane was like, it feels like the fibroblasts, all the treatments I did, they're coming to life now. Whereas before, maybe the microcirculation or something, you know, this is the axis of the face, right? You think about the bones and everything. This is the axis of the face. And if this is tight and we're in pain face, maybe we don't notice it, but it's like this, right? It's pain face. And so the first thing that happens when you put this in is if you close your mouth and you try to open up some space between the top teeth and the bottom teeth, just doing that, look at how relaxed your face is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the jaw pops back out. I mean, there's people that look like they've had, well, there was a gal, she'd had a chin implant. She ended up taking it out. And after a couple, I think it was a year of using it, she looked like she had a chin implant, but in a good way. So let me put this in. These come in 2 sizes, but I'm liking what it's doing so far. That's it. And so they thought that people were going to get just a result through here. But what's happened is first the muscles respond, right? And so you get this open, relaxed look, the cheeks kind of rise. This starts to, like all the stress you're wearing in your face starts to ebb away. And then after a while, the bones follow, which is weird, right? So they were getting bone growth and all sorts of crazy stuff. And we can't talk about any of that. We need to just say it's, as an esthetician, all I can say is that it stretches this area. You know, you think about eating and all this. When you stretch this back out, I mean, my sinuses have been draining and all this crazy stuff is happening. So, and I'm liking it. So far, I'm liking it. You don't sleep in it. It's something you wear every 3 days. It's a soft launch right now, meaning she's only really telling estheticians about it and having them introduce it to their in-person clients. And then after 4 or 5 months, what happened was the guy he was getting ready to go to Sephora, but he had a really bad app that was really buggy and not working. And Jane's like, you cannot, this will be a total colossal fail if you just push it through Sephora like this. You can't. So she flew to London and she's talking to him, and now she's the distributor for the US. And it's funny because she was working on something called the Beauty Bite before she found this. And then she's like, why reinvent the wheel? You know, this had the science behind it. So if you have an esthetician and you feel like you've been a grinder your whole life, let me just show you a picture of a gal. She's in the Facebook group. These are estheticians. So Jane is just gathering like all these before and afters. So I don't know if you can see this, but this is after 10 minutes of using it. You do a 10-minute fitting and the muscles respond almost instantly, you know. Let's see, but there was another gal on here that had a really nice, I think it was 2 weeks out. Let me find her, where she had thinned out in places. And so this is before and this is after. So look at her eyes. They're already starting to lift. This is 2 weeks.
Wow.
Look at how she's thinner down here because she's not grinding as much. It just changes the whole face. And that's what they were shocked about, that. And look how much more relaxed she looks in the after, because she's not in pain face. She's not grinding away, you know. Just opening that space up is amazing what it does.
How much is something like that going to cost? Do you know?
She hasn't decided on a price out to clients yet, but I'm thinking it's going to be between $500 and $600. But it's like a one-time purchase, you know, and you get 2. You start out with the 3 millimeter, and then you work up to the 5. There's a period of time where you actually take 4 months off and you actually wear it every 3rd day, which is kind of weird, but the body takes time, you know, nature takes time to heal and the body takes time to heal. And that it's like a little wound healing. Every time you wear it, it stretches that and all sorts of things kick in after that. It's really fascinating. But Jane looks amazing. And you look great. And it's, you know, I think I can see it through my eyes. I feel like It doesn't look like I'm trying to hold my eyes open. I mean, I do this a lot, but it doesn't look like I'm trying to hold my eyes open like in the past. I don't know if you guys see that. I am tired. It is 9 o'clock, but still, I noticed it there. But I was overusing it. And so I was getting some neck pain, and they're like, oh, Christine, you're using, because, you know, a little bit of something is good, so more must be better. But that is not the case with this thing, which is why we have to follow people. We have to monitor them via photos and video. So it's going to be tricky. We're trying to work all that out right now, but it's a really interesting concept, because what happens is when you go and get filler in this area, it just sucks up a ton of filler. It's like it just goes into this abyss, you know? If you've ever watched any filler, like jawline filler videos on YouTube, they use a lot through here. And so it ends up being really expensive. And you think about it, it's just filling up that space that we've grinded away or clenched away over the years, you know? It's kind of creepy. I'd rather do the aura lift, to be honest. Does that help at all? I don't know if I just made you more confused, Anita, but
I don't know what to do. You know, I've tried the microcurrent. I don't think it helps with that particular area. You know, I just, when I went to get my, because I do get Botox on my 11s. And so when I was in there, I had talked to him about it before, but I can't remember the product. Seems like it started with an R that they were saying they could use in the jawline. They had suggested also maybe radio frequency. I can't remember. They'd given me a couple of options, but I live an hour from them, so I can't go there, you know, every 2 weeks to get that.
yeah.
And what they've done, I have seen some before and afters, they've done a tremendous job. And, you know.
Well, I mean, you could try it. I would just say, you know, pray on it, meditate on it, go with your gut. It's just a work in progress anyway, you know, all this anti-aging stuff. You never get it done, and you're always sort of working towards your next project. I mean, for me, that's how it is. So it's like, if there's really good before and afters and you get a good gut feeling about it, go for it. And if you don't like it, it will wear off and you can try something else.
Yeah, that's true. I'm hoping I win the call, and then we can have a one-on-one and you can tell me what to do.
Okay. Sounds good. Kathy totally forgot to tell me who won. We'll post it in the group. But I'm like, wait, she usually sends me an email. And she's kind of chasing her tail right now. We've been really busy. 'Tis the season. All right. Well, everybody enjoy their Wednesday night. I'll see you in the group.
You too.
Thanks. Bye now.